Hey, internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Dreadful Tales Art 2, Episode 2, happening right here on twitch.tv/fortnerd.com. Welcome, everyone. We are excited to have another Dreadful Tale this evening. I am, of course, Jake, also known as MTD Jake, the Dungeon Master and human storyteller of this arc. And I am super excited to be joined by 5 amazing humans who will be playing some awesome characters. We'll give you a brief recap in just a moment, but let's just rock around the overlay. We're going to go in reverse order this time and just do a quick introduction of who you are and who you're playing. And we'll start with you, Fluffy.
Hi, I'm Fluffy Snowfall, and I am playing Karina Ivanova, a warlock.
Robo.
Hello, it's me, Robo Goblin. I'm playing Patricio de la Rosa, a monk, and both Patricio and my pronouns are he, him.
April.
Hey, I'm April, she, her, playing Breland, also she, her, a kobold artificer.
M.
Hello, good evening. I'm M, and I will be playing Saja. My class is not Gothy and Indiana Jones. My class is Rogue. I remembered that. And Saja's pronouns are she, her, and mine are they/she.
And last but certainly not least, Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair, and tonight I will be playing Akira Stormslayer, your Oath of Glory Paladin, and all pronouns are she, her.
All right. Well, let's jump right into the story with a little bit of a recap. Just most recently, all of your characters received via Reven a mysterious black scroll sealed in red wax. Upon opening this seal and unfurling it, a silver bell was rung, unbeknownst to you, committing you to the contract you are now beholden to, in which you were invited to the estate of, to the Mornhill estate, hosted by Madame Vanessa Mornhill. You were invited to a lovely buffet full of delicious, wonderful food in a warming environment, where you were told that you would be seeking out something called the Horn of Fate. You weren't given a whole lot of information before things started to crumble around you, quite literally, as the food rotted before you. The estate turned to rubble as it collapsed all around you. Akira quickly, with the assistance of Shaja, went looking for their stuff and emerged from the plume of dust and rubble to the top of Mornhill, with the estate now crumbled behind you. You had the choice of heading off to the mysterious woods off to your left or to the cemetery down on your right. Naturally, you chose the cemetery, deciding to see what information you could glean from within the mausoleum. After Breland attempted to use a little bit of mage hand to open the door, to no avail, Akira reached out and began to pull, unfortunately becoming stuck to the door as it began to take on the appearance of her own armor, while her divine sense erupted in activity as the graveyard began to spill forth, and a horde seemingly of zombies that quickly climbed upon one another, forming 2 large pillars of undead that collapsed into one another and began to rise up. Ever more zombies grabbing hold and becoming a part of this. And that is where we find you all now, stuck between a mausoleum and a rotten place. And we are going to start our session off with you all rolling for initiative.
Yeah, initiative, everyone.
this is fun.
I've got my encounter
Oh.
here. So I will go around and get your numbers from you. So I can fill them in on here. So let's start with Karina. You're muted.
I am muted. 17.
17 for Karina. Akira,
Well, I got a 5, love.
a 5. Patricio,
6.
Saja,
A 17 as well.
Oh,
Breelyn.
3.
All right.
Nailing it.
Well, let's see.
First big
let's see what
fight,
I get.
everyone. TPK.
Just-
Let's go.
just one brain cell passed between Akira, Breland, and Patricio.
And all of it's concerned about the food we ate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna blame the dinner for this one.
Luggage from food coma.
Yeah.
All right, and we have everything is input. And it is going to be the Mausoleum mimic that is going to take the first action as it's holding on to Irkira. Karina, you've got your vine whip wrapped around and you're trying to pull Irkira away from this as the doors began to part, revealing several rows of teeth. Those of you stepping back a little bit saw the eyes opening up on the side of it. From within the doors of this mausoleum, a what looks to be some sort of a it looks like multiple tongues lashing out as pseudopods, and they are going to reach out, and one is going to attack each Karina and Akira. So I'm actually gonna let me roll here on D&D Beyond. So that first attack is going to be against Irkira. That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
As this grayish / purple pseudopod comes out and just slams into the side of your face for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
You're absolutely not my type. Just so you know.
As another one flies past your face, heading towards you, Karina. I'm assuming an 11 will miss, or will an 11 hit?
That's my AC.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It almost looks like as the pseudopod lashes out past your Kira, it almost looks like it's going to fall short. And then it seems to at the end of it, it seems to almost expand as smaller, like a cat of nine tails whip, just and strike you, Karina, for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Finally, as it has nope, it's not doing that. Okay, Karina, it will be your turn.
All right. Well, that was very unpleasant. Ancient One, I beseech thee, grant me a portion of your power, and I'm going to activate my form of dread. So you see this like shadowy cloak begin to wash over her. And like instead of eyes, there's these red points of light that's just dripping as if crying blood. And like in the shadows, you see various eyes, like feline eyes, canine, bat, bird, insect, like various animals are looking through. And you see little like bats made out of shadow fluttering in and out of the cloak. And then she's going to reach out her hand, and the blood dripping from her eyes is going to coalesce. And I'm casting Eldritch Blast on the mausoleum.
Hey, Fluffy,
Alright.
all due respect, that's hot.
That is also 11 temporary hit points.
All right.
All right. Okay, that's a nat 20.
All right. A natural
Ooh.
20. So the way I do
Yes.
crits is that is automatic max damage. and then you roll any damage dice on top of that.
Okay, so that is 21 points of force damage.
Wow.
And I need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
Absolutely. 21, you said?
21 points of force, yes.
All right. I imagine this sort of this eldritch blast created from this blood flies through that opening and seems to go into the mausoleum, and you just see that sort of reflection and blast take place within, and it gets a 12 for its wisdom save.
It is afraid of me until the end of its next turn.
Yes, I am. I mean, it is. It is absolutely afraid
Oh, sorry,
of you.
the end of my next turn.
To the end of your next turn.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Karina?
Am I attached or can I move?
No, because you had lashed your whip around your Kira.
Mm-hmm.
So that's entirely, if you just relax that, you're not
Okay.
attached. You weren't adhered to the
No.
mimic at all.
Okay. Then I'd like to try and back up. Unless that would provoke an attack, then I'll stay put.
I'm just double checking its reach. No, that will not.
Okay, then I am going to move my 30 feet back towards the others in the group.
Okay. Sasha.
All right, so I think I was already pretty close to the door into Akira. So this is the only person I can really do this with. I am going to, Sasha steps up to Akira, who's being held by the mimic, and just puts a hand up to her face and wipes away one of the radiant tears spilling out. And as she does, the radiant light starts to spill out of her eyes as well. And I'm going to use my radiant consumption. So I start to radiate bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim in a 20-foot. And then that's my one action. I will deal radiant damage, just not this turn. Although, hold on, sorry, I have to actually read this and make sure. It deals extra at the end of your turns. All creatures within 10 feet, including myself, take 2 radiant damage. But I believe my gal has resistance to it, so
Yes.
it's a little less.
Also, great minds think alike. I was going to do the same thing on my turn.
If we both do it, is it like extra radiant?
Yeah. Just super bright. Like nobody could look at us.
Okay, and so I do that. I start radiating light. I look at Akira and I say, "Let's light this bitch up."
I agree.
And that's my turn.
All right, Patricio.
Okay, since everybody's doing cool shit, I'm gonna do cool shit. I'm gonna turn to the mausoleum, and I'll just whisper something in Draconic that sounds a little bit like that Star Trek language that everybody keeps telling me, but I forgot the name. And I say something, and all of a sudden you just see wings sprout out of my back, and they look like what is it? It's a black dragon wings out of my back, and then you see my arm turn into the face of a dragon, the snout, I guess. And I'm gonna use my Breath of the Dragon on the Mausoleum. So you gotta make a DC 12 Dex saving throw.
Well, everybody knows that mausoleums are highly dexterous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this
Oh, yeah.
mausoleum in the circus recently.
That is a 14.
Well, you passed. Congratulations, I guess. So you're gonna take 8, well, actually 4 acid damage.
As your black dragon breath spews forward onto this, and you see the shape of the mausoleum. It just sort of separates in like tendrils as this acid breath kind of goes through, but you see where the acid hits the mimic, it does not sizzle and burn. Instead, it absorbs the acid in and does no damage.
Fuck.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna use a key point and I'm gonna attack it again. And this time I just shake it off, and you see that my arm now has what is it? Red scales as a dragon, and I'm gonna punch it, and I'm just gonna unarmed strike it, and that's a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Awesome. That's oh cool. That's 6 fire damage to it, and I'm gonna spend another key point to see
Get him.
if I can actually stun it.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh
god,
wait,
I
I
love
can't
Mona so
do
much.
stunning strike. No, I can't do that. I don't have stunning strike yet.
Oh,
Damn it.
you don't get
Oh.
till 5th level.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Oops.
Well, if
I
it's
know
any
I'm full
consolation,
level.
you look
Yeah.
stunning while you're doing these attacks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
That's
you
my
do
turn.
notice as you punch it with this red dragon scale fist, to your satisfaction, you see what looks almost like I'm dancing around words I don't want to use. Wet. We'll just stick with wet. It looks like wet stone, but as you strike it, it just kind of and you see it burn away, and the fire damage does actually affect it.
Awesome. That's my turn.
All right, with everybody focusing on the mausoleum, the zombie clot is moving in behind all of you. I just imagine everybody is dealing with this, and poor little Bree Lynn is just looking up at this rising kaiju of zombies,
No.
and it is going to. Where did you move? You moved away from everybody 30 feet, but where did you move, Karina?
I just moved closer towards the group and then kind of parallel. So like a 30-foot diagonal away from the mausoleum.
Okay. All right, cool. Oh yeah, that'll work then. It is this whole giant shambling mound of dead bodies moves forward, and doesn't so much take steps as it just seems like it spills forward on multiple limbs and then spills forward again, but it's moving with a speed that is surprising as this thing towers over you, Breland, and it is going to suddenly just a wad of zombies just comes streaking down towards you, and that is a dirty 20 to hit.
That does hit.
Um,
What does a wad of zombies? What is a damage type? Bludgeoning? Like
that will be bludgeoning damage.
okay. I'm just curious. Didn't know if they had special zombie wad type of
That's
damage.
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
I talk when I'm nervous, and I'm very nervous.
The for its second attack. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay. For its second attack, it is going to make another slam attack. This time, as it tries to strike you again, Berlin.
Hmm.
the mass of zombies strikes next to you. I rolled a critical fail, which means you get an opportunity attack against it.
Okay. Can I do something kind of cool?
Of course.
Oh wait, an opportunity attack. I can't use my cannon for an opportunity attack.
You can hit it with your cannon.
That'll damage the cannon. Okay, I can't do that yet. It's not my turn anyway. I'll just bonk it with my hand axe. No.
Okay.
I rolled another 2, which is a 4.
You swing out at this with this sudden, almost reflexive action, and about 3 different hands grab at the axe and stop it from doing anything damaging. One of the hands reaches out and grabs a hold of your wrist, and as you pull back for a moment, it's just a detached hand that is holding onto your wrist before it falls away. You're Kira. You are currently stuck to the mausoleum, so I'll need a strength athletics check just to see if you can break free of that. Or you can stay
Okay.
stuck to it and attempt to with your free hand to do whatever it is you want to do.
Any
Thank-
chance she gets advantage because it's scared of me?
It is scared of you, but it's not scared of her.
Right, but I'm still
Okay.
in its vision.
You are in its viewpoint. Yes, okay, that's fair. I will give you that.
Okay, great. Thank God for the fucking advantage. Nat, oh my God, you guys, I rolled a nat 1 on my first one, and then I rolled a nat 20 on my second one.
That is fantastic.
You'd love to hear it.
Mm.
Were you trying to
Thank you,
break free
Fluffy.
from it?
Yeah, I'm trying to break free.
Oh, you
Actually,
absolutely break free
yeah.
with it.
Is that an action or a bonus action to break free?
Um,
Or just a whatever?
When it comes to, since this is sort of the precedent for this, for the purposes of this story, if you're grappled by something or something like that, if you attempt to break free from it at the start of it, I'll say the trade-off is you're basically using half of your movement. It's sort of like getting up, kind of a thing. So it'll still allow you to take your action and have some movement.
Okay, great. Now that I'm free, I can I'm going to attack the mausoleum with my longsword. That's gonna be does a 16 hit?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm gonna smite. One-handed. And then smite, I think it's 2d8. Where's my smite at? Oh God, here we go. Sorry, y'all. Of course, the one when I need something, I can't find it. My sheet. Oh, there it is. Okay, 2d8. All right. I'm just gonna do this at a first level because I think that's all I have right now. Yeah. Okay, that's 15 damage, or 15 plus 2, 17 damage.
All right. Yeah. What does your smite look like as you empower your sword strike?
As radiant light leaks out of my eye, some of it drips down onto my sword and it like starts to glow. And as I strike the mausoleum, it's like an explosion of light, and sort of not mechanically, everyone can't see, but it's kind of like when you look at the sun and then there's like a black spot. It's like that for a second. And
That
she's just silhouetted against it.
That black black spot. The illumination when you smite in this way It does, absolutely. There's this bright flare and you're silhouetted, and as it dims down, all of the marble in this mausoleum, all of those veins of marble are what is illuminated. So there's like, it almost looks like lightning, radiant lightning streaking through the entirety of this thing. And then you see it, because it is a living entity, you see it sort of almost continuing below the surface of the stone that's actually flesh in this case. Anything else?
That's gonna be my turn for now.
All right. Breland, it is your turn.
Okay. And the whole little mix up with the axe debacle, I think Breland had dropped the cannon that was in her hand that she had pulled out right
Sure.
before everything went bad. And it kind of falls, rights itself, takes a couple of steps, and it's going to make a cannon attack as my bonus action at the zombie wall. So I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
I just immediately picture this like something out of Labyrinth, Jim Henson cannon. The way you described
I
that.
picture it has like little feet, like, you know, like the wind up toys that tick, 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 like the little feet that walk back and forth. That's kind of what this cannon has. So it kind of wobbles. But yes, dexterity saving throw from the zombies.
That's an 18 on the zombie clock.
That is not what I wanted. You pass. So you take half damage though.
Okay.
Wait, do you take half damage? Yes.
Mhm.
That should be on just about anything that's not a cantrip.
4. You take 4 points of damage. Fire damage. I don't know if that helps.
Fire damage. Okay.
And then do I want how that didn't do a lot, did it? This has got a lot of life.
I mean, you've kind of singed the hair and raggedy clothes off a few of them, burned a
Okay.
little bit of skin.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and use spell slots then, and then I'm just gonna look at the hand on the ground, be like, no, and catapult that at the zombie.
Oh,
So I need
love
another
it.
dexterity saving throw.
I love that, using its own piece to throw back at it.
Yeah.
That is a 3.
You fail. You take 3 d8 damage. That is 9 points of damage.
Yeah,
As its
this time the
gets-
hand just goes in like a like a fist basically, and just caves in one of the desiccated corpses.
Nice.
So yeah.
And then yeah, she just kind of stands there rummaging through her pockets and stuff, looking for like more components. Because I don't want to move, because if I move, I'm afraid it's gonna hit me again.
All right. So now the Mimic Mausoleum has 4 targets within close, or 3 targets within range in Saja, Patricio, and Irkira. But anybody in particular, Karina, you see that those 4 eyes on top along the roof line are very wide, and at least 3 of them are watching you. So it will make its next 2 attacks at disadvantage because of its fear. And I'm going to roll a d6 to see who it attacks. On the first attack, that's Irkira. On the second attack, that's Patricio. So at disadvantage, Irkira, another one of these pseudopods comes lashing out at you, and that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
18 does not hit.
Does not hit.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
He's so
And
tanky.
Yeah.
I love it. And Patricio, another one comes shooting out at you at disadvantage. That is going to be, boy, are you lucky that was disadvantage. That's gonna be a 16. The other
Hits.
number was a natural 20. So
Haha.
Um,
Hits. Still
that does
hits.
hit you.
Mhm.
So that you are going to take, as this, in the same way that you punched it with this dragon fist, where you punched it, it sort of, that red scale seems to carry through for just a moment as a pseudopod forms, and it just uppercuts you for 16 bludgeoning.
Oh, wow.
Karina, you are up.
Mm.
All right. I'm going to turn to the mausoleum, reach out my hand, and a bunch of the like shadowy eyes you see, like shadow wolves just kind of erupt from her body and start circling around the mausoleum. I am casting Hex on it, and I'm giving it disadvantage on strength ability checks.
Okay.
And now I'm going to shoot another blast of blood at it. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Okay. 9 force damage and 6 necrotic.
15.
And I need another save.
This is a wisdom save for fear.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be that's a 3.
Okay, it's afraid of me again for another turn.
Perfect. Saja.
Yes. So I am going to whip out my short bow and fire off an arrow at the mausoleum. That is a 22 to hit.
That is a hit.
I assume that hits. Since Urkira is within 5 feet of it, I believe that means I get sneak attack damage. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so wait, a couple damage things. Okay, so that's gonna be 12 points of piercing damage plus 4 radiant damage plus 2 radiant damage. And then
Can I also take
Kirkira and I
that?
will also take that, but with our resistance.
Saja. What does it look like when you kill the mimic mausoleum?
Yeah.
Great.
With your radiant infused short bow attack.
Yeah, so my hand is still on Urkira's face because I'm feeling the light, just like the radiance is just like amplifying between the two of us. And so as I pull out the short bow, that light it imbues the whole bow and it begins to glow in the arrow as well. And I send the arrow sailing right into the one eye that's focused on us and not Karina. And it just goes straight in and erupts in a burst of light.
And you see this sort of crackling like a lightning storm happening within and through the flesh of this mimic as the stone shape begins to just lose its form completely. And it seems for a moment you see this entire form just sort of like it's growing bigger, and then it just goes and like a popping water balloon, it just turns to goo and just spills across the ground, rolling past most of you, past your feet, doing no damage. But yeah, you have taken out the mimic.
We don't get to eat a good meal, neither do you.
All right, well, one problem done.
Anything else, Saja?
Yes, actually. Because I hit with my sneak attack damage, I'm going to use my Wails from the grave. And is the zombie or the zombies, the many zombies, within 30 feet of me?
Absolutely are.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to roll another sneak attack die. Sick. Yeah, and then the zombies are well, it's necrotic damage, but the zombies are going to take 6 necrotic damage if they do.
They do indeed.
Sweet. And now my turn is over.
Okay. You said that was 6 necrotic?
Yeah.
All right. And very, very appropriate to use your grave ability in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Patricio,
Yeah.
it is your turn. The mimic
Okay.
is dead. Well, technically, so are all the zombies, but they're still quite angry.
All right. So I'll just turn to Sacha and excellent job. You did amazing.
Thank you.
And I'll just you're welcome. And I just go directly to the zombie wall or whatever it is. And I'm gonna attack it with a fist, my fiery fist. It looks pretty firebender attacking. But that's a 16.
It is going to hit.
Awesome. That's 6 fire damage for my first attack. And I'm gonna use my a key point to flurry of blows
Okay.
and attack again. This time with a round kick that looks like a firebender attack, and that's 17
Hit.
to hit.
Yep.
All right, that's 6 again, fire damage. And my last attack is 23 to hit.
Another
Guessing
hit.
that hits. Awesome. That's 7 fire damage.
Yeah, you just go in there straight up dragon kicking and dragon punching, and every time it's like you're hitting a different person with all these zombies that are comprising this. And you see that zombies are falling away as you're attacking this thing, and it seems to be diminishing in size.
Okay. Question: can I use another key point to do flurry of blows again, or is that
I
it only
don't
happens
think so,
once?
because I think that's a bonus action, I believe.
Yeah, it says after you
Key
take
point.
the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Yeah, so you only have the one bonus action.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
All right, it is the zombie clot's turn. Patricio, you can't help but notice as you've come right up on this thing and started punching it, the smell is horrific because of all these just dead bodies. And all of you notice that all of these zombies, even though it's diminished in size, several of them are quickly clambering up towards what looks almost like an arm-like appendage of this kaiju creature. And some of them, they begin to ball up really tightly at the top as it reels back. And I'm going to roll a d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Patricio, you are the victim of Flesh and Tomb. As all of a sudden it throws this ball of zombies at you directly, and you are just surrounded by undead. They're just piling in on top of you, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ugh. +0, so that's 18.
Okay, that is a save. So and this isn't a half damage thing, so you take basically what happens is as they hit, you manage to kind of move your arms and legs and stuff in a way that keeps this zombies from pressing down on you, and they basically just fall in a heap all around. Several of them begin crawling back towards to reassemble. But yeah, that could have been very bad. Instead, you are fine.
Okay.
Kira, it is your turn.
Okay, how far away is this zombie from me? This zombie monster?
It's within 30 feet of you.
All right, perfect. I'm going to approach and then just attack with my longsword. That's a nat 20.
Fantastic. Max
Okay.
damage plus roll damage dice on top of that.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna smite on this one too.
Okay.
Then
so
how is
that-
everybody looking hit points wise?
About half.
Um,
And say there's a couple of
Yeah.
people that are not looking too great.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm above half. I took a bad hit, but I'm okay.
Okay, no problem. Because I have something if with my divine smite if needed. So max damage.
That includes
For
your
my-
smite. So if you're smiting,
Okay.
so you're gonna add
that's
all of your
math.
dice and modifiers to
Mhm.
max, and then
Yep.
you're gonna roll any dice that you would roll as part of that and add that to your roll.
4 plus 2. So max damage right away is 26 damage.
Okay. So then you roll all those damage dice and add to the 26.
Okay, and that is okay. And hold on, I have to math is hard. 21 damage.
21 on top of the 26.
Yeah, I got an
Holy
8 on one of my d8s.
47. Irkira, roll me a d20
Okay.
and then add 6 to it.
11.
Okay, that is a fail, but not for you.
Oh.
I need roll a d10 here. You basically what I did because of the vast amount of damage that you rolled, I rolled a system shot check. When you strike this with your sword and with this radiant energy, this is almost like a Matrix camera move as you go flying in with this light imbued sword, and that just time seems to stop and kind of move around you as you go in for the blow that is going to destroy the zombie clot. What does the actual killing blow look like?
Oh my goodness. So I just run up to it. I see, Brilliant got hurt, Patricio's hurt, and I just swing my longsword at it. I don't know how tall this monster is. I assume it's pretty tall. So I kind of like just, if it had Achilles tendons, I chop its Achilles tendons and then it just comes crashing down.
But you chop the Achilles zombie.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
There was a
And in the
single
background
zombie in
you
there
hear
named
Patroclus
Achilles.
really mad. Yeah.
one undead named Achilles. It was like Achilles
Yeah.
Mornhill. He was the strong one in the family, and he was the one that was holding up the whole inside. And well, in all their groans, you couldn't hear it, but he was like, "You can do it, guys. We've got this." Oh no, my heels!
Oh no, my weak ankles.
The one spot on my entire body. But no, you absolutely hit that right spot, and this whole thing just, not only does it begin raining undead around you, but as they're falling, they're turning to dust. So ash and dust of the dead is filtering through this graveyard like snow as you are all out of combat.
As the ash falls, I hold up my shield above myself and Brillin. So, because she's so tiny.
Start casting prestidigitation your shoes from the goo.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Because I don't have this up right now. What is everybody's passive perception score?
11.
11.
10.
14.
Patricio, as you're all standing in the midst of this, what looks like snow falling on a November day in this cemetery, there's two things that you notice. One, with the mausoleum mimic destroyed, you see about 60 feet further back in the cemetery, the actual Mornhill mausoleum was sort of obscured by the mimic. The other thing you notice as there are several around you, several of these large Gothic styled tombstones and monuments. And as you're all sort of just getting a sense of how everybody is and is everybody here, everybody alive, Patricio, you notice that one area about 30 feet from you, the tombstones are going and are just beginning to move and appear to be rising out of the earth.
Nope.
So I'll just turn to everybody. Great job. There's a, I don't know, but that thing is moving. I think it's gonna come out again, like whatever happened here. What should we do? Should we run? Or there's another mausoleum there.
Last time they asked you to do something, or rather forced you to do it, they then also tried to kill you right afterwards, because this feels like a bad way to enlist people's services.
Yes, it is.
More tombstones have risen and coalesced, and this, imagine Optimus Prime transforming, but it's made entirely out of tombstones. As
Oh.
these are all shifting into place, and you see some of the tombstones move up, like forming pauldrons. There's a particularly large Gothic mausoleum that has an angel sort of like behind it with the arms like this, and there's sort of a shrouded head and the wings that kind of moves up into position where the head would be, as this entire thing rises up about 15 feet tall. One massive tombstone held in its arm like a shield,
Oh my gosh.
and it holds a hand up made up of 5 smaller tombstones, and it holds out like this, and it speaks. Friends, stay your weapons. I mean you no harm.
My fist.
Hmm.
What do you mean, us then? Tombstone person.
I am Requiem. I am all that is remembered of the dead. Your presence here has awoken me.
I hope that's
Are
a good
you
thing.
emissaries of the judiciary?
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
of a
Yes.
sort, yes. They brought us here.
Are
Trapped us
you
here, really,
here
but-
against your will? Were you tricked into a contract?
Well, as a matter
Were
of fact,
you-
yes.
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 Yes, we were.
Do you know? Did they trap you too? Because we're gonna form a union.
You can sign up here if you're interested. I pull out a piece of parchment that we've all already written our names on because we're going to
Yeah.
unionize.
We're 5 signatures
Yes.
strong.
10 of us, and they're actually gonna start listening to us. What?
Karina just growls.
There's a couple of heavy footsteps as this massive tombstone steps forward. The judiciary of Star Wallow has been tricking people into service for a very long time. What do they have you hunting for?
Yeah, a horn of fate, I believe.
Yes.
The tombstone at the top that has this sort of angelic look, there's sort of a shifting, and the tombstone sort of falls back and another tombstone rises up, and this tombstone has the carving of a almost like a Madonna that looks kind of sad, and the whole form sort of slumps. This is why I have awakened.
To join our
I-
union.
I was once a part of the Horn Guard Conservancy.
Oh. Can you
I
tell us more?
served with the likes of the generals Thrist-themed, Parthas Zorg, and Lycan Zim, under the military leadership of Vanessa Mornhill, and alongside the battle priest Concord.
Oh, isn't that don't you two know?
Yeah,
the
that's
the
your
middleman
friend, right?
From the
Yeah.
painting, yeah.
You knew Concord?
I keep Concord's memories along with all of them. And as he says that, he kind of steps forward, and this tombstone that's like a shield, it's like a tower shield, and he just kind of puts it in front of you, and you can just make out that carved into it across the front of it is the name Concord.
Have the dates.
There are no dates on these tombstones.
Was your friend Concord dead, to the best of your knowledge?
I thought you said that all your companions made it out alive. Did you lie?
The last time we met, we were all safe and sound. Did Concord die? No.
Safe and sound here.
Well, safe.
At this point, the shadows fade away and she's just kind of rubbing the blood off her face. He stayed behind, didn't he? The Lady Mornhill said that it has been many iterations since we were here last. I think time does not flow the same here. And so he was alive when we left, but that was probably several hundred years ago, based on the painting.
Oh.
Concord is dead.
All things must die. It is the way of things.
I didn't even say goodbye to him.
I keep Concord's memory alive, as I do all of them. You look hurt. Place your hands upon Concord's name. And he sort of slides the tombstone shield towards you.
And I
Does anybody touch the
Concord's
shield?
name?
Okay.
I'll touch it.
Sure.
Touch it after other people touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. This wasn't my friend at either. I'm just gonna let them.
Okay. 7 and 5 is 16 points of healing as the
Ooh,
tombstone
I
begins to
feel
glow.
invigorated.
Oh, hell yeah. And as I
And
feel,
you almost hear Concord's voice in your mind as this healing energy washes over you. Query, are you well? And then it
Concord,
just seems to sort of fade as the healing energy washes over you.
Do I also hear that?
If you touch the tombstone, yes, you do.
Well, now there's somebody talking in my head, and it's not just me.
I believe that's actually Concord. And yes,
But-
friend. Thank you, friend.
Oh, is he
You
like in
know-
this tombstone?
I'm sorry. Requiem. Yes, that was your name. Do you know how Concord died?
All I know is that I keep their memories alive. Here in the mists, time and death, light and darkness, all is hidden behind the veil that is the mists. Darkness comes and we are dead. The worms and maggots eat our eyes. And still we exist, if only as these words carved into stone. A requiem to ourselves, monuments for us, by us, in order to remember the unforgettable. Concord is not buried in this cemetery, but his name is carved upon my tombstone, and so I keep his memory alive. I keep all of their names and memories alive. And you see some of the stones shift, and you see then some of the names he mentioned: Thrist Thien, the Lycan Zim, Parthis Zerg, Vanessa Mornhill, and other names that you don't recognize are carved into various tombstones. If necessary, I will carve your names into my tombstones and keep your memories alive.
Thank you. That's very comforting.
Honestly, I hope everybody makes that promise. I'm pretty great. I feel like everybody should remember me.
I have to agree.
You are pretty great.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
What can you tell us about the Horn of Fate if you were involved with it?
It was our job, once upon a time, to keep the Tree of Fate in the grove and the horn safe. We were the Horn Guard Conservancy. But as the mists grew, they began to leech our protections away, and they drew us each individually away, leaving the horn unprotected. The horn is a symbol and is in fact an artifact of great power. In the wrong hands, I shudder to think what could happen.
What does it do?
Its true nature is only known by the current bearer of the horn. And only they can give you their name, for it is only theirs to give.
Is their
This-
location only theirs to give to, or do you know where they are?
I know where they are.
Perfect.
And with the hand made of smaller tombstones, he reaches out to that shield that has Concord's name on it, and he lifts it up, and then another hand takes it, and he turns it over and turns it around and sets it back down in front of you. And on the side facing all of you is an engraving showing Mornhill, showing the cemetery, showing the forest. There's a river that runs through an area. There's a carving of a tree up near the top, and there's a path that leads up and crosses over the river. And where the tree is carved, there is picture the carving of the tree sort of at the top of this tombstone, but there's embellishments all around it, decorative embellishments. And at the very top in this sort of circular area is an engraving of a unicorn.
Well, now is that metaphor or is it actually a unicorn?
Oh, a horn. A unicorn has a horn. I get it. Right? Right?
We're
Just
gonna
me?
meet a unicorn?
Well, it feels like maybe that's the horn of
Mm.
fate. I hope it's not attached to the unicorn.
Well, if a unicorn has a horn, isn't it inherently attached to it?
If it's alive.
I hope
It
it's
makes it
alive. I
Sound like
Want
it's
to-
been around for a while, so how could it still be alive?
How long do
I-
unicorns live?
mean, my mother always said they live forever.
Unicorns
many things
are
actually live forever.
powerful magical beings. I believe they are still alive, but I have not been to the grove for centuries. You must choose the river of remembrance or the forlorn path through the hills. Either will take you through the hills or through the valley towards the grove.
Well, which one's the quickest?
Or the safest?
With speed comes danger. The river of remembrance flows swiftly, but it is full of dark magic and sharp rocks.
Sharp rocks are
forlorn-
pretty terrifying.
The forlorn pass travels high along the cliffs and crosses the river. What dangers lurk in the hills these days, I do not know.
Is there a ship we can take through the river?
This would be a very good time to mention I can't swim.
I
Did-
shouldn't swim
Then we should take the
with
path.
my heavy armor.
Yeah.
If you choose the river, there used to be a town, and he sort of indicates on the map where there's a small circle, there's no name or anything. A village on the banks of the river of remembrance. It was but a specter of a town when I knew it. But they made their living off of the river, and they had boats.
Seems like we're not very water forward party here. So
If there are boats and if people want to take
I mean,
the
a
river,
boat would be fine. I'm just saying, like, swimming, probably not the best option. I'd have to just take all this armor off and then put it back on. It's a lot of work, you know.
Then
Yes,
there
la-
is also if something happened while we were out on the boat. If something attacked and knocked us overboard, we'd be in the same situation.
don't have to worry
Yes.
about drowning on a mountain.
that's
Yes.
true. If we have to fight evil, I'd rather be dry. Just a
That
personal
is a
preference.
very good point.
Yes.
I have a question. What do you think? Do you think it would be wise to bring this horn to the judiciary? Because, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't trust, well, government bodies, but I definitely don't trust people who just sort of, you know, draft you and you don't get a choice.
The judiciary is a governing body
Right.
that cannot be trusted,
Okay, that's what I thought.
but they
So-
cannot be defied either.
Okay, so follow-up question. If I were to make this unicorn my steed, would I get access to its magic and then I could fight the judiciary?
I think you'd have to ask the unicorn if it would like that.
That's true, but I'm just like, what's the likelihood you know this unicorn better than I do, or at least at one point you did?
The gravestones that form its head shift through a variety of monuments, trying to find one that emulates a proper expression, and it's unable to settle on anything in particular and goes back to the sort of angelic one. If you
Just
can
it's-
make
baffled by me.
the unicorn your steed, then you are nothing short of a goddess.
I mean, did you see what I did to that zombie?
Sounds like a challenge if I've ever heard one.
So, is there only one
Yeah.
unicorn, or are there more?
There has only ever
Oh.
been one.
So you
That's-
would
that-
say this is the last unicorn.
Must be
Oh
very
my
lonely
God.
for this unicorn.
God.
It is the first, the last, and the only.
If we find a singing butterfly, I'm smashing it.
Well, maybe we should take the right place then.
That probably works.
If you will take the forlorn path, you will find the head of the trail past the mausoleum there. If you choose the River of Remembrance, you will head west from the path, trailhead, until you come to the river. Follow it further west until you find the village.
Excuse me, is there any chance you might, since you do remember and are here all the time, have anything that might help us? Like down with the judiciary, down with the man, we're all working together.
While you are gone, I will carve your names upon my stones.
Oh, that's helpful. Thank you.
Are you bound to this place, friend?
I am bound to Mornhill and the Mornhill Cemetery.
Is there a way that we can help you get out?
If only you could turn back time.
One day.
Maybe one day.
Always take a piece of the cemetery with us. Maybe it would work that way.
Oh yeah, can you like feel the cemetery everywhere? If like the cemetery, like a bag of cemetery dirt goes with us?
I mean,
I don't know.
Braylon immediately pulls out a bag and just starts scooping cemetery dirt into it.
Wouldn't hurt to try, unless this is hurting you right now, in which case please
Oh.
tell us.
She stops.
This isn't like your flesh or anything, right?
He kind of turns and looks down to where Breland is scooping stuff in, and he just goes, I do not feel a thing.
Perfect. Wonderful. Just checking.
He reaches up to his shoulder where this monument is and holds his hand along his shoulder, and his entire shoulder blossoms with these white lily-like flowers. And he reaches up and grabs a handful of them and lowers them down and hands them to you, Breland, and says, these are grief blossoms from my own soil.
They're beautiful. I put them in the soil and hopefully they'll still grow.
All right, you have a bouquet of grave blossoms from
Oh.
Requiem.
Sick.
Might be my
Asking for a
favorite thing
friend.
ever.
Asking for a friend who's also me. Are there any of those seeds for that flower anywhere? Just saying.
I don't know enough about gardening to know how that works. So I'm gonna say that if you have the flowers, you probably have the means by which to get the I'm just gonna say yes, because I don't know
Okay.
enough. I don't know even enough about gardening and flowers to BS my way through that answer.
We have a bunch
Uh,
of flowers. We could try to splice them together with other smaller flowers and try to make a new strain and pollinate with these.
I'm writing down that I have grape blossom seeds.
I would like to smell the flowers. Do they smell pleasant?
Yeah, hold them up so you can smell them.
I bend all the way down.
And that's still me holding them up.
Yeah.
Kira, when you smell the blossoms, what memory do they evoke?
Oh, interesting. I think they evoke the memory of my childhood where my older siblings had to defend me from the other kids in the village because I was so different. I got made fun of a lot. And the feeling that I had back then when I just wanted to find people who look like me. And, you know, being angry at people who didn't deserve my anger.
As you smell the flowers and this memory comes forth unbidden, Requiem, you hear go. And now I will remember. And anybody who smells the gravewort blossom will have a basically it will evoke a core memory of your choice, any emotion. It's just, it has no mechanical effect. It's just what it does. It causes you, smelling it causes you to remember things.
As this memory comes up and I'm not expecting it, you see Urkir kind of get a bit more serious than she has been. And just kind of goes quiet.
Are you okay, Orkira?
Yeah, I would sniff with caution, I think. It made me think of something bad that happened to me. I'm not sure if that'll happen to you too.
Probably just keep these, just put away and safe then until we're at a better spot to start sniffing them again. But thank you, Requiem. We now have a piece of you, and you can come with us, and I'll talk to it and see if we can communicate.
Very well. And you see that he has taken and shifted a piece of or a tombstone over in front of him, and he is beginning to carve new names into his tombstones.
Normally wait till people leave before you start carving their tombstones. But thank you.
Do you just know how to spell our names? Or are you guessing?
Your names are written in the mists when you entered this realm.
Oh,
Your
that's a
fate.
great question. What is this realm?
You are under the auspices of the judiciary in the jurisdiction of Starwallow. Welcome to Ravenloft.
You say that again, like the castle. That is the second time I've heard that. The only Ravenloft I know is Castle Ravenloft.
I know of no castles named for this, but it would not surprise me if somebody took inspiration.
Thank you, Requiem. We appreciate your help a lot. May I please see the name of Concord again?
Very carefully sets aside the tombstone he was working on, and he once again inverts the large tombstone shield and turns it around and holds it out so you can see the name Concord written across it.
I reach for it and start tracing it with my hand and just whisper, "Thank you, friend. You were really just thank you for all you did. May you rest in peace, or may you go to the light." And I take out my hand, and I don't have anything. Do I see any names that are familiar to me other than Concords?
The only other name that you would probably recognize, and you only just met her, is the name of Vanessa Mornhill.
Got it. Gotcha. All right. So I'll just say that, and thank you, Requiem, again. Shall we move forward to the path here, then?
Yeah. We should go.
So yeah, you just have to head toward the mausoleum, and just past that, you'll find the path to either route you choose to take.
This one
I
actually
give
the mausoleum, because I'd still kind of like to go inside. We're in a time crunch.
does
That's
it
a
timetable.
That is a mausoleum. It is the true mausoleum.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are the door handles on the mausoleum? Are they like solid? Is it?
As you approach the mausoleum, this one has no locking mechanism, and the handles are actually of a completely different style.
Okay.
And they're heavy oaken doors, but they have these sort of twisted decorative metal handles. Yeah, that's what they look like.
All right. I'm going to just kind of wiggle my fingers, and a skeletal hand kind of floats in the air, and I feed it some rope, and it's going to tie around one of the door handles and open the door by tugging the rope. That way none of us are touching it.
As you pull on it in this way, you hear, and the door swings open, revealing a dusty interior of a mausoleum.
I will collect my rope.
If you're
I-
speaking, Em, you are
Yeah,
muted.
I realized I was muted. Sorry. I would like to enter the mausoleum, but I want to check for any traps, if possible. Which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I have
Do you
advantage on.
let it know what? Do you let us know what you're doing?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
then
just going to pop in really quickly and make sure it's all safe and see if there's anything.
I put my hand on your shoulder. May the ancient grant you his wisdom. Casting guidance.
Oh, thank you.
Who is this ancient you keep mentioning?
He is an avatar of the land where I'm from.
I feel very wise, so
Okay.
I think it's working. And I hold on, sorry, I just need to make sure that I have yes, okay. I believe I have advantage to roll to check if there's traps. Oh. It's a natural 20.
Nice.
You are very thorough in checking this place out, and you are 100% positive that it is not trapped. It is a straight up mausoleum. And yeah, there's no traps of any kind. And you have
there
a good
any
look now
goodies?
inside. What's that?
Are there any goodies?
So you can see within this mausoleum that it holds a single sarcophagus, very old looking, with a slightly familiar looking figure carved in stone lying across the top, that of Vanessa Mornhill.
Put her pockets.
Akira, if you don't mind, could you give me a hand? Because I assume I can't lift this sarcophagus lid myself.
Yeah, I'm not going to make anybody roll for it. If you're going to work together, you can absolutely shift the lid.
All right, I'll help you. But if I get semi-eaten again, I'm going to be pissed.
I know. I promise I'll handle it if you do, which you won't. I don't think. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just shove it.
All right.
Let's see if she has a head in here too. We can have both.
Oh my god.
Well, wait, yeah, we have her head, don't we?
Yeah.
You do. You push open this sarcophagus lid, and as you break the seal, you just hear this.
Oh no.
That happens a lot when you open sarcophagi. They just sort of hiss out the dead air.
Oh, are you in the habit of doing this?
Let's see what's inside.
I would like you,
She's actually
Saja.
right about that.
I would like you, Saja, to roll me a D100.
Yes. And I have one right here, so I'm very excited.
All right, in 10 minutes when it stops rolling, we'll see what your result is.
I have to
Roll
create
the
little
golf-
guardrails for it. Oh god, no,
Roll the
stop.
golf ball.
Whoop, that's a 14.
Ooh.
Okay, roll me a D8.
That's a 6.
Okay. Roll me one more D100.
Oh my god.
The suspense. That's a
Just hear you roll.
65.
Okay. When you open up this sarcophagus and that sort of the air escapes and you hear that sighing sound, the first thing you notice is the complete absence of a body.
Oh.
There is no skeleton. There's no grave dust in here. There's just no body.
Nobody home.
But there are 2 items tucked into a corner.
Ooh.
One is a 6-inch tall onyx statue of a dog.
Oh my god, I know what this is. Fuck, that's so cool.
And next to it is a where did it go? There it is. Next to it is a silver ring that this ring looks like it's made of 3. It's very delicately like 3 vines interweaving.
Interwoven.
Thank you. Interweaving is a word I just tried to use.
Interweaving.
It's
I was trying to say
wyverns.
entwining and interwoven. But these silver vines are braided together to form this ring. Yeah, so you have this figurine of an onyx dog, and you have a ring that you're not sure what it does.
Did you
Well,
find something?
No body, but this little guy.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, it's
Hello.
so cute.
Does it do anything?
I don't know.
Can I have it?
If
Sure.
you give me a few minutes, I could look over everything you find and tell you if it has any properties that does anything.
Oh, that would be
Oh, that would
very
be
helpful.
useful.
that
Yes.
would be excellent, actually. Oh, we've got a roof over our heads and a big stone man out there
Oh,
who's not
yeah.
angry.
If
So
we do it right now, I could do it very quickly, and then not really be good at anything else, or I could take some time.
Take your
Take
time.
your- take your
Why
time.
did you take your time?
I think
your
I
time
don't
is.
think there's any. I don't think there's any real rush because otherwise, if they were so, they would have just set us right there where the horn is, right?
Yeah.
The only sound you hear right now is from outside the mausoleum. You just hear the sound of stone on stone and metal on stone as Requiem is carving names into the tombstones. So I believe it's 10 minutes per casting is what you're doing.
Yes, I'm doing ritual casting identify.
Okay. So the statue of the dog is a figurine of wondrous power, onyx dog. You can turn it into a mastiff for up to 6 hours. But it can only be used once every 7 days. And the ring is, I'll find it again. I had it. It is, there it is. It is a ring of evasion.
Oh.
It has
Oh,
charges and
shit.
it means 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. When you fail a dexterity saving throw while wearing it, you can use your reaction to expend 1 charge and succeed on that saving throw instead. It does require attunement.
So after about 20 minutes, Breland pops out. We have, if anyone has ever wanted to experience the joys of pet ownership or companionship, once a week you can conjure a mastiff that will be your friend. And this ring, if anyone needs, who likes to jump around or move a lot, this could help.
Don't really jump around too much with the armor.
Yeah,
You team, Sasha, you seem to be the one who jumps, and Patricio, you both tend to kind of move a lot, get in there.
I believe the Sacha should have it since she found it.
Yes.
Well,
That's also
I
true.
would tend to agree with you. Thank you. Although if anybody wants a dog, that is completely up for grabs, since I'm not really
I
sure how
already
it
have a
benefits.
bet.
True. Akira, do you want a dog?
I would love to have a dog,
Oh,
Well,
here you
unless
go.
somebody else wants a dog.
I always wanted a dog, but if I can pet
You
your
want to
dog,
arm wrestle for it?
It could just be our dog.
can it be just our dog?
Yeah, just our dog, and like once a week, if
Yeah.
we're having a bad day, we all just agree to summon the mastiff, and we all hug it, and everyone has a
Oh
better day.
yes, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So this is
And
our
who knows, we'll
emotional
probably-
support onyx dog.
Have a feeling we're absolutely going to need that here.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Does your I turn to Rylan. Does your friend have a name? And I point to your cannon.
Rock.
Rock.
That's Rock.
That-
Well, it's one of the rocks. You haven't met the Rock. And Braylon dumps out her bag, and like a bunch of rocks kind of not like duct taped, D&D version of duct taped and twined, and like wires that you've never seen connected. And like there's a little hole in its chest. And Braylon pulls up a necklace. I had to do some other stuff, but sometimes I can make the rock move, and they help me with things. I put the crystal in, but it's tired right now. It takes extra work.
That's fascinating.
I lived
Rock.
underground a lot. I didn't really have a lot of name ideas, so everything just kind of got named Rock.
It's a perfect name.
it's very descriptive.
You know, okay. Fuck,
And
let
she
me
starts
not.
like piling the rocks back in the bag.
What if we just named it Dwayne Johnson?
What kind of name
Dwayne
is
the Rock
Dwayne?
Johnson.
Yes, it's a strong name. How'd you come up with that?
I really like it. This could be Dwayne, and this could be
I
Johnson.
didn't. It just
And they're the
came
rocks.
to me. Yes, exactly.
You are
That's a
brilliant.
fantastic name.
Yeah.
Dwayne the homunculus.
I approach with a piece of chalk. May I?
Yeah.
And I write Dwayne on one, Johnson on the other. Dwayne gets an eye patch.
Yes.
And Johnson, I draw a little like tie.
Very dapper.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, I
mm-hmm.
love it.
It's
they look so much
that's
better, thank you.
fantastic.
So glad I met you all.
I
If-
know we
I
we
mean,
work
I
very
wish it
well
was
together.
a better reason,
Yes.
but I'm so
Yeah.
glad we're here now. I guess I don't know.
We should
Because
absolutely I don't know where the rest of you live, but we should absolutely once we get out of this, absolutely just keep doing this, right?
Yes,
Right?
definitely once a
Yeah.
week we should meet up for stuff.
And
to
once a
talk.
week we can bring the dog.
Yeah. The dog can
Emotional
come
support
too.
puppy day. Yes,
Puppy
Yes.
Day! Puppy Day! That should
this
be the
is the
name.
best idea ever.
if you would like, you don't have to, but at this point, you've already taken about 20 minutes to identify these items. You can turn this into a short rest.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah,
I know
I'll
that
do
will benefit
Thank goodness.
some, if not all. During this time, also, Karina,
Mhm.
you hear a sound in your ear that is a familiar sound. That is the sound of a quill scratching across parchment. It is a sound that means that something is being written in your book.
I pull out the Book of Shadows immediately.
You open up the Book of Shadows, and there are 2 sentences written. The first sentence says, "Know this. It was I who came up with the name Ravenloft first." And then just a dash and a flourished letter S. And then that fades away and the new sentence appears. And that one I have sent you in a private message.
Ah!
Oh,
He's such a diva.
Somebody salty.
Okay. I
oh my
acknowledge.
god.
My name first.
Oh, that's an interesting book. Does it have any pictures in it?
Oh no, this is it's a mix of a spell book, a journal, and a way of communication.
Oh. To anyone?
Eventually, right now it is to the ancient one that I
Oh.
assist.
That just clicked in
Cool.
my head right now. So
Would-
He also
I see.
He also said that the castle Ravenloft was named first. So I don't know where Requiem was getting with saying that there is no such thing.
I have a question. I don't know who this ancient one is, but seems to me that somebody who just calls themselves the ancient one might exaggerate a little bit.
He doesn't call himself that. My
Oh, I see.
people call him that.
Oh, what does he call himself?
He never really has addressed himself. I just call him the ancient because that's what my people call him. I think
Oh.
others call him Strad.
Is that name
Is it-
familiar?
Never heard of
Is
him.
that
It's
name
like all of us are
familiar?
like,
Never heard of him.
You know
Must
what?
not be. Kind of sounds like maybe he thinks he's more important than he actually is.
As someone who is from Barovia, would I have heard of Strahd?
You're from Barovia?
Yeah.
If you're from Barovia, then you absolutely 100% have heard of Strahd.
Yeah. We should discuss this more later.
All right.
As I have many, many questions for you, but it seems that maybe now is not the time. 'Cause
Yes,
I
we're
wouldn't want
not
to piss
doing
off the
much
ancient.
right now.
It's
Yeah, I
more
mean,
that I
we're
don't
just
want to piss off the ancient.
All right.
Oh, what's can he get to us here?
I think he could probably get anywhere if he really wanted to.
So you
Perhaps.
also know the ancient ones? Are they really important? Should we know who these gods are? Like, should we?
Yeah, who should we know this
Should
person?
I be
Like,
worshiping this person? Like,
I've
again,
literally
we
never
live from a
heard of-
mountain. I didn't have clue
never
about
heard of them a
gods.
day in my life.
I'm sure
You
he
know
would
what,
love that.
That I've never
But-
heard of him.
No, I'm sure he would love it if you worshipped him, but that's
Oh no, I'm not really into that.
It's quite a commitment.
Yeah, no, I don't. No. My worship has to be earned. It's not just given freely.
Do you worship anybody, Orkira?
No. Has to be earned.
Do you, Berlin?
No, we didn't really have gods or any of that. I learned about that after I left the mountains. When you live under the mountain most of your life, you just kind of hope that it doesn't fall.
That's very wise. Is this Strat person, no, person, being, a bad being?
Is the land itself a bad thing? Where I am from, he is the
Sometimes.
land and he represents it.
But is the land, like, is it good land? Like, is it fertile? Can you grow crops?
Sorry.
We have made do plenty.
It sounds like it's not great then. I'll be honest with you.
I think the most important part are you happy in this?
Yeah, are you happy there?
With this
Yes.
kind of well, then that's all that really matters.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, if
maybe
we,
this is this a situation where you're happy because you don't know how, like, you haven't experienced anything else.
She just kind of shrugs.
Is your land like this one here?
I think so.
In a way.
Because
It is
I have to
surrounded by mist.
I gotta tell you, it's not great here.
No, it is not great, but
I mean, you shouldn't just say that it's not great if they're happy with them. But I mean,
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, if you've never experienced something else, then you don't really have anything to compare it to.
I've experienced this place and I do not enjoy the great burning ball of fire in the sky.
Is
It's
That
also
is
true.
terrifying.
the sun?
How about after we leave here, we take you to a place with less mist? I think you need to go to a misty-less place.
I
That
think you
sounds too
honestly
dry.
would. No,
Oh, maybe
I
an
think you would
ocean.
love. I think you would love my parents' farm. There's lots of land there. There's lots of crops and
Akira,
animals.
I think you of all people would know that it's where it's darkest that we should be bringing the light.
I mean, I guess. That was fair something out. I mean, yes, I mean, I suppose we could bring this land into some sort of glory or something. But
all
I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying,
is
if you would love.
I don't know Karina's reasons for staying in Barovia, but for myself, I feel I can do more good where there is more evil.
Is Strahd evil?
Oh,
it's Strat
you
evil.
know, if that's the case, we should go to Barovia next.
Are there dragons in Barovia? I've been looking for a purple dragon. I was told they were in the mists.
There is I really have only read about dragons and myths. I've never seen one.
You can go there next if you want.
That would be wonderful. I can
Yeah, let's check out Barovia, and if there's evil there, as Saja says, I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun.
show everyone the cairns where we sleep.
And maybe Strahd isn't that bad and we make a new friend. Or Strahd is
Yes.
bad and we don't make friends. But either way, we could find out for ourselves.
Yeah, you know, there's a saying, fuck around to find out. And I feel like that's what we should apply to this scenario. So we get this horn for these people. Well, not for these people. We get the horn. We decide what we do with this unicorn. And then we, like, you know, go to Barovia.
So one of the reasons I've been looking for a dragon is because like they're supposed to be very magical. a unicorn would
Yeah.
also be very, very magical. Do you think a unicorn's magic would then go on to dispel the mists?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know much about unicorns, but we could try it. And then
Yes.
maybe the unicorn knows where to find a purple dragon.
Yes. And then we'll do that after Barovia.
I just want to say I love
Or
that
whenever
you
it
all-
comes up.
You all have known each other for approximately a couple of hours, and you're already planning a spring break to Barovia.
Yes, spring
Uh,
break.
You know, getting
Barovia
almost eaten,
2023.
eating a nasty dinner and then having to fight a zombie kaiju and then also almost getting eaten by a mimic. Kind of, it's a very great bonding experience.
And
I
then the
think.
graveyard gets up and talks to us.
Right, yeah.
It's been a day.
Like at this point, we're best friends.
Eventually, parties bonded by trauma.
Yeah.
15 minutes or less.
I really
Yeah.
I really liked the group that we were with previously, but I will say this is the first time I've felt like I'm friends with everyone. With Patricio, I felt like we were friends, and with Taya as well. But this is nice. It's nice to have friends.
We had a person that just was completely, what was the word you use? Vexed?
He was like, all right, so imagine you have a box and you put a weasel in the box and you shake the box a whole
Okay.
lot
Uh-huh.
and then you open it. This person was like how the weasel would be.
Very angry. at being
Dizzy.
shook up in a box.
Complaining,
Angry.
making a lot of noise.
Oh.
Stressed out a lot.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Huh.
A waste of a box and a weasel.
Yeah.
That's your takeaway. Excellent.
Well, he sounds well, I'll be frank, sounds a little bit annoying.
You
He had his moments. He was
If you want,
sometimes very good.
when we find the dragons, we can, if they were bad person, we could use the dragons to eat them.
oh, he wasn't a bad person. He
Oh.
just
No.
was very opinionated.
Very opinionated.
Well, if you change your mind, just let me know. I'll
Okay.
make sure he's on the to be eaten list.
Ew.
Do you
But
know
may-
a lot about dragons, Braylin?
Yes. Oh, I'm actually a dragon. I am small. I don't know why I'm small. That's why I'm trying to find the purple dragons, because I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be one.
You are a dragon.
And I think you are too.
I
I saw your arms and you had the scales, and I don't know why, but I feel connected.
I train under dragons, and I train in a place where
That's
dragons are
cool.
worshipped, and well, I
Oh.
have this ability now.
Well,
do
we
you
should
think we could go there
take-
if everything else doesn't work?
Absolutely, they're pretty great people there.
I think
I've
we should
never
go there
actually seen a
anyway.
purple dragon.
I'll add it to the list. I'm making a list of places to go.
Yeah. It's
Once we
right
find them.
underneath the union.
I'll put it on the
label.
back of the
I know,
paper. Yes.
we're still unionizing. These are
Yeah.
steps.
Oh,
We have
did
like we have a
Requiem's-
5-year plan.
Did Requiem sign the list?
I don't think they did.
Our
We got
list
some of
to
his graveyard
unionize?
dirt on it.
Something,
Yeah.
something, not entering into private contracts, something.
Just rub a little of the grave dirt in there.
It's forgery. That's
Just force
That'll
his
go over
signature.
well.
Are we actually walking now, or are we resting still?
We were resting.
I assumed that we
Well,
were still in the mausoleum.
I
like,
assume
having
this
whole
was all
conversation.
idle chatter in
Just
the
making
mausoleum.
sure.
We're taking a real time short rest.
Arc 2 is actually going to be twice the length. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry,
But
Giffy.
it's just rest.
We're just having a good time resting. You can't stop us.
Well, you
Yes.
build the backstory and your emotional connection with your characters. Everyone loves it.
Yeah. So that we can definitely live throughout this whole campaign.
Yes.
Yes.
You must let us live. We have a 5-year plan now.
Yes, Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
Jake.
have spin-offs
Yes,
now.
Jake, God in the sky.
Hey, Karina,
Yes.
when you can use your book to like message other people, can you let me know? Because I would like just love to send word to my mom.
Sure. I will let you know. I'm still working on it.
Thank you.
Of course.
It seemed that the implication was that time will not pass in the worlds that we came from, though it will pass here. So
Seems like it.
I don't know if anyone's going to notice we're gone.
I think it would be
I
hard
don't
to
think
know.
so.
I mean, maybe. I did tell them I would send word though
Be a good
when I got in the
experiment
carriage.
with the book.
But also, I think it would be very noticeable if I was gone, since my whole family is orcs.
Hmm.
Oh,
I do just want to say that even though we talked about Strat and how Corina knows this person, I would just like to point out that Corina is actually a very marvelous, phenomenal person, and I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for Corina.
Oh, you
Oh.
all seem very, very. I wasn't
Yeah,
anything I said.
I
against
never
her, I was not
doubt.
against you. You seem pretty.
I
cool.
never doubted Karina at all. No, Karina is. I mean, I got her that skull for a reason. She seems amazing.
Oh, she is. She
Well,
Give me
Yeah.
that wand. I like Karina a
too
lot.
nice.
Yeah, she has that cool little bat,
yeah.
and
Ordak
also
is-
the blood dripping down from. What was that? That was
Yeah, what
amazing.
happened
That was
to all of your
incredible.
faces? 3 of your faces
What?
changed.
My face changed.
A little, yeah, like glowing. You glowed.
Oh, it just got brighter.
Yeah.
That
It-
happens.
yeah. Comes with the territory.
It
Does
was
it
me.
hurt? Go ahead.
I was just tapping into some of the power that I get from the land, channeling it.
That's cool.
Hmm.
I'm excited to see what we can do next, or everyone else can do next as we go on our adventure.
Mhm.
Should
Yes.
we start walking, maybe?
Probably.
Probably do.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know why, but I don't want to be here when he finishes our names. It just feels weird.
Well, it's that.
Yeah, I don't understand why he started when we were still here.
I mean, I appreciate the thought, but it's just I can't see it right now. That'd be too weird.
Yeah,
A little bit.
A little bit.
we haven't even found a purple dragon yet.
We have so many mysteries to solve. We can't see those yet.
Right. All right, let's go.
And we head up.
As you all leave the mausoleum, you glance over towards the cemetery and you see that Requiem has set one finished tombstone off to the side. And even at this distance, you can read the name because it's freshly carved. The name Brelin.
Mm,
As you turn and begin walking along the path known as the Forlorn Path, the path has the look of a slightly overgrown footpath that maybe at one time was a regularly used pathway, and the only reason that any of the vegetation is trampled down and there's any semblance of a path as it seems to have found new use as a game trail through the woods. As you climb up through the sparsely wooded hill, and before long you go over a rise and begin slowly wending your way uphill through mostly scattered pine trees with the occasional black leafless tree reaching like skeletal hands towards the sky. More than once as you walk past, flocks of ravens take to the air, cawing loudly as you pass by. Every once in a while, you hear sounds of something moving in the woods. You catch a glimpse of something just out of the corner of your eye, but when you turn, it looks like it's just tendrils of mist swirling by. You are walking for a good couple hours along these paths. You do occasionally see game animals like rabbits and deer. As I said, you've seen some birds. This whole time, the path, it will occasionally dip down some hills, but has mostly been working its way upward. And at one of the higher rises, you can see that the hills continue to rise up in the distance, and you kind of look off off to the west, and you can see where the river path goes. You continue along, and after about another hour, you've slowly been working up an even steeper climb when you hear a sort of echoing, rushing water sound, and you can just make out the crevice, I guess, in the rocks and the hill up ahead, as you see first two roughly 6 foot tall, thick, round wooden logs that have been jammed down into the ground. There's several more around them with rope tied around them. As you get closer, you see the bridge, the wooden bridge that extends out over this ravine, from which you can hear 50 feet below the river roaring loudly. You're standing at one end of a plank and vine bridge that spans the river to the hills on the other side, the only path forward towards the grove. The bridge looks like it may have once been a sturdy structure, but now it looks as if it could give way at any moment. The damage appears to be mostly from age, from time. There are rotted and missing planks that leave wide gaps, and several rope and vine supports are hanging loosely where they've just snapped away from the rope and vine railings. And even with nobody standing upon it, the bridge sways slightly to and fro. What would you like to do?
I guess we should go over the bridge then.
I'm sorry. How long is this bridge?
This bridge extends about where did it go? I apologize. I lost the length of it.
Okay.
It's about 60 feet from one side to the other.
Okay.
Does anyone have any rope?
I have some rope. I have about 50 feet of rope.
I do as
I
well.
also have some rope.
We could
Yeah, me
splice
too.
ours together.
I do as well.
Do you want, since I'm the smallest, do you want me to like run across with the rope and tie it to the other end, maybe? I don't know if someone is better at that.
We can both go. I'm pretty quick
Yeah.
on my feet.
I'm pretty sure the bridge is least likely to collapse under the two of you, so good luck.
Thank you. Let's go.
Or-
Prudent.
Okay, we could, since we have enough, we could maybe tie you off on this end. Berlin, I saw you do, and I will mage hand. make the skeletal hand appear. We could maybe carry the rope as far as we can with this spell, tie it off there, kind of
About
make
30
a
feet.
yes. So we tie it off at about 30 feet, and then maybe you all can get to the next point and tie things off in 30-foot increments in case something were to happen. You'd be tied off at least.
I want to check something real quick.
And your magic can carry rope.
I was seeing if I could change my infusions on a short rest, but it's only on a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
So I say I'll just make my homunculus do it, but I can't do that.
Oh, it's a homunculus.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
just made of rocks. Yeah, we
Oh,
could do the mage hand, the magical hands. That's probably it's the safest for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
So the
just
plan
like tying ropes together.
is to mage hand the ropes. It's 30 feet. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So about halfway across the bridge and tie them off on the bridge at the halfway point. Is that the plan?
Yes.
So tie them off at the halfway point on the bridge, and then tie them off on somewhere on this side.
Okay.
And then once get to the middle, do that again, but tie it from the other side of the bridge to the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Mountain climbing, but horizontally,
Mhm.
and giving yourself a sturdier thing to hold on to. I got it. Okay. So you're able to easily enough do that with your mage hands and taking the time, and you tie off the ropes. So you have this sort of belay line. What's your plan for crossing the actual bridge?
it's crossing and over.
I
Pretty
mean,
much.
are you going all at once? Are you going one at a time?
Well, to do this, we would have to do halfway through the bridge anyway. So Karina and I would be halfway across the bridge, and then we would have
Mhm.
we would be the first two to cross, I think.
Yeah.
And then we can just do a couple at a time or
Okay.
one at a time.
So Karina and Breland, you're gonna walk to the middle point to retie your ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Even with the rope, you find that because of the gaps in the planks, you can only move at half speed.
Mhm.
If you try to move faster than half speed, you will have to make a dexterity saving throw.
I will move at half speed.
Because are you going one at a time, or are you both going at the same time? And Breland, you're categorized as small, correct?
I am a small, yes.
Okay.
I think it would kind of be staggered. So
I'll go first. Breland will
Okay.
go first because Breland is the smallest, so she would be the least likely.
I should absolutely go last.
And I was gonna ask Akira if I could help with the weight of her armor, or to just distribute the armor around, or
I mean, I could take it off. But I'd still have to carry it. So
okay. Maybe just try going. I'll just go last behind all of you.
Right. So
Hmm.
Karina and Breland are going first so that they can then finish tying off the rope. So the rest of you have that. Karina and Breland, Breland, you're actually you're holding onto the rope and you're sort of almost swinging, or in some cases almost hand over hand, to get to the next gap. But you find the bridge itself is reacting very little to your own weight. Karina, correct me if I'm wrong, you're half elven.
Mhm.
Okay. I will need at advantage a dexterity saving throw as you are using this rope to sort of help you that you tied. That will give you advantage.
16.
Okay. There's a moment where you go to step on one of the planks about halfway and you realize, whoa, nope, that one is rotten. And you kind of step over it and you continue on. So you're able to make it to the halfway point. I will need one more check from you as you continue across.
19.
Okay. Breland and Karina, you are able to make it across all the way across the bridge. You get everything tied off. So the rest of you, as you cross this bridge, will need to make a couple of dexterity checks. But you will do so with advantage because of the support ropes that have been tied for you. So who's
Yes.
going first? Of the three
Uh,
that remain, Saja, Patricio, or Yakira?
I'm going last, so
Okay.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Ooh.
So Saja, I will need the first dexterity check.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you're able to pick out the safe spaces to step without any problem. And begin, you make it halfway across. So go ahead with one more.
That is an 18.
And you make it across without any issues. Yakira.
Oh my god.
I look back at Patricia like, you sure you don't want to go before me?
I think if anything happens, I should probably stay behind.
Okay. You're sure?
Yeah.
I dropped that one. Something happens. You said dex saving throw?
Oh.
Correct. Well, it's a dex check.
Oh, dex check. Yeah, that's an 8.
Okay.
Grab
So
onto the other
Toast
end, Patricio.
as you are walking across, so
Patricia just bonus.
this
bonus action
particular
steps in the
challenge
wind.
has a
Fuck.
mechanic that I use often in checks and saving throws. If you fail by 5 or more, something happens. You
Okay,
failed
great.
by 5 or more, so I need you to roll
Mhm.
me a d20.
Okay. 14.
As you are crossing the first half of the bridge, you feel the planks are groaning under the weight, the extra weight of your armor. You just make it about to that halfway point, and suddenly there's a loud and one of the planks snaps, and there's just a staccato and several planks along this bridge, and several of the rope supports snap, and the entire bridge begins to sway. Yep. So the advantage of having the belay rope is now canceled out for everybody crossing the rope or crossing the bridge that
Okay.
remains. So for your next check and for Patricio, they will be straight checks without advantage.
Okay.
Because you're standing at that halfway point and you've just caused several of the planks to break.
Right. Okay. I am going to channel divinity and use my peerless athlete feat as a bonus action. So I actually get advantage. It gives me advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks. So,
Okay.
oh, I guess that doesn't count because this is a dex check, right? Unless you would
This
let
is-
that count for this.
I'm going to allow it because
Okay,
you're
great.
definitely going to be tapping into that sort of energy as you're trying to make your way across this. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Fuck me. Still an 8.
I need-
I'm gonna
Fair.
expend one of my inspirations. What?
I was actually going to offer something. Because
What do you offer?
after the rope supports break, I would nervously send Orlac to fly over to you and I'm going to
Mhm.
cast guidance through him.
Okay, I'll take that too. Shoot. But I am going to use one of my inspirations.
Okay.
And with my inspiration, do I re-roll it with advantage?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. D4. Okay, that's an 18.
Okay. You make it the rest of the way across just fine.
Okay, great.
Leaving Patricio.
All right, I'll just go in.
The bat's going to fly over and help you as well.
Oh, thank you, Orluk.
All right. So you are going to make a straight dex check with guidance.
With guidance. Okay, that's a D4.
Mhm.
That's 25.
You have no problems moving your way across as Orlok seems to just fly around and identify every strong board for you to stand upon. As you reach the middle of the bridge and you prepare to go the rest of the way, Patricio, you hear beneath you the river is just this constant sort of roaring sound echoing up through from 50 feet below. And if you've ever listened to running water, whether it's a waterfall, a river, whatever it is, sometimes you can almost get that sensation like you hear voices carried within, like it's a conversation happening. But you, Patricio, you start to hear this hauntingly beautiful music wafting up from below. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Excuse me?
Everybody needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this a charm?
It is a charm effect. So if you have anything that prevents or helps in any way, that will come into play.
Yeah, I got advantage against being charmed.
22.
Okay.
That's a nat 20, so 23.
Hell yeah.
Nat 1.
No.
For 2.
Oh no.
7.
Oh no.
22.
7 for Saja.
19 for me.
Okay. As this haunting music begins coming up, Patricio, you're able to ignore it. Kira and Corina, this music is, you just hear it. It's beautiful music, but it's not having any effect on you. Saja and Berlin, you hear this music and you want nothing more than to get as close to the source of this music as possible. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever heard, especially in this dreary landscape. And Patricio, as you are on the middle of this bridge and you see these sort of blank expressions come across Saja and Berlin's faces, you glance down below you and you see the 4 winged slightly feminine figures rising up from the mists of the river. One of them wearing what looks like a perverted tiara just made of thorns and vines on its head. The harpy matriarch with this most beautiful voice coming out of its throat. And that is where we are going to end this session.
No.
I didn't plan to end another session with an encounter about to happen, but
Yeah, but
somebody took a real-time short rest.
Hey now.
Oh no, we should
No
have taken a
complaints.
long rest
No
so I could get my
complaints at all.
crossbones back.
I love that kind of stuff because that's how you build your relationships as characters, and I loved all of that.
Now we're gonna walk off a cliff and just ruin all that character building.
Thanks a lot.
No,
You guys are great. You're my best friends. Bye.
No, I won't.
myself
I
off a
won't allow
cliff.
for that.
Well,
My
I will.
peerless athlete lasts for 10 minutes, so I get advantage on strength things. So
There are mechanical
back.
things that prevent you from just straight up walking off a cliff. You do at least get a save. So we'll see.
Thanks.
In session 3 of Arc 2 of Dreadful Tales. What is going to happen as these beloved characters face another potentially deadly situation on their way to apparently retrieve the Horn of Fate that belongs maybe to a unicorn.
Can I tell you what I think is going to happen?
Absolutely.
I'm going to chop the head of this matriarch off and give the tiara to somebody.
Aw. It's how she expresses affection. She gives you
Yeah.
a severed head.
Yep.
Yes.
If you get a severed head from your Kira,
Yeah.
she likes
It's
you.
like yeah. And I'm also trying to teach you how to hunt like a cat.
I love it. Well, this has been another fantastic session. I hope you all enjoyed it. I really love this group. I'm loving getting to know your characters. So it will make it hard, but not impossible to kill you if it comes to that. We'll see what happens as we continue
Thanks.
on with our dreadful tales. As we prepare to leave, let's go back around in reverse order again, do a super quick outro, tell us where we can find you, and then I will wrap it up. We'll start with you, Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. You can follow me on Twitter at Fairbear. Thursday nights, you can find me over on the Greater Restoration Crew, 8 p.m. Eastern for Tales of Faerun, a D&D 5e campaign. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over on Chaotic Tiefling ATL for Thirsty Sword Lesbians. We are coming into our last 2 episodes, and I'm very sad about it, but it's going to be great. And then Saturday nights, you could find me over on Rolling These 20s, 9 p.m. Eastern for Philly by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign.
M.
Hello, I'm Em. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Emily Irv. That's EMILYERV. I'm on 20 Side Stories, Fae Forge Academy, Dreadful Tales, Second Star to the Right, and an Alien campaign as well. So follow me on social media. I'm probably doing a thing. Thank you.
April.
Hey everyone, I'm April. You can find me everywhere as April Raygun. You can find me here. Also, at the same time, or just watching VODs, you can find me playing Redwall, a 5e, usually a 5e Redwall game over on the Amphitheater. Sundays, you can find me DMing my first campaign, Strixhaven After the Fall, where we see Strixhaven if the bad guy almost won. And some other things. Just follow me on the internet, and that's the easiest.
Robo.
Hello, it's me, RoboGoblin. You can follow me on Twitter at TTRPKids. This Friday, I think I'm going to be playing with Gary. I'm going to be playing Phasmophobia, where you can hear him scream, and I just laugh a lot. And on Saturday, I'm going to be playing on the Strixhaven campaign, and it's in Spanish, by the way. So if anybody understands that and can hang out there, just welcome to drop by. And I'm doing other things, but just follow my Twitter on TTRPKids. That's me.
And Fluffy.
You can find me on Twitter at Fluffy Snowfall. Right now, Dreadful Tales is the only show I'm on, but if anything changes, I will say things there.
And I'm MTD Jake. You can follow me at MTD_Jake on Twitter. I am the creator and runner of Mini Terrain Domain on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube, you can find all of our VODs for our games over there. On Monday nights, I DM Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries, which Gary is one of our players there. On Thursdays, I DM the Dawnbringers Dawnbringers Season 6, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. One Friday a month, I'm on Nerdarchy Live, where I produce and play in a Beardomancer wizard in Untraditionally Arcane. We all play untraditional arcane classes. Also, every other Tuesday, I'm in the final throes of a Curse of Strahd campaign as a player, DM'd by a different M from Dice on Ice RPG. And you can also find me on Sunday nights on Talon and Claw with Gary and Anthony from Talon and Claw and occasional guests as we sail the high seas on as the worst pirate crew, the best worst pirate crew on the USS Failboat. This Sunday I'll be on Erasmus Expeditions for the finale of our Firefly trilogy with the Cortex system. So lots of great stuff. The last thing I want to say before, first off, thanking the amazing audience for just hanging out with us and participating in chat. Thank you to Gary, who put this whole thing together, who has played in Arc 1 and is producing all of these games. So thank you so much, Gary. You made this incredible. Or actually, I think somebody else made the overlay, but Gary put it together on the stream and runs everything. So
We're sorry we bullied your character tonight.
Sorry.
You were here.
I'm not sorry. Just so you know.
Not at all.
Not
Love
at
you,
all.
Gary, but I'm not sorry.
And I want to say a final thank you to these amazing players. Thank you to Fair, M, April, Robo, and Fluffy, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for a couple of hours. With that, we are going to go ahead and end the stream. Until
Thank you,
next
Jake.
time on Dreadful Tales.
Bye.